Hello my treasures, it's time to stomp around with a new mercenary team just in time for Festival of Legends to be coming out. So the idea behind this build was actually given to me by a fan, Master Puppet. The idea behind the build is using the Thunderous Sash equipment in order to buff up your Earth Stomp using a bunch of Horde characters. This does include the 2 mirror images that you can summon off of Samuro, thus allowing you to scale even quicker, or you could even do something that is outside of the normal Horde wheelhouse, which is going to be doing Golden Monkey. Golden Monkey allows you to do just a bunch of damage with either Cairne, Samuro, or Bru'kan, all 3 of which can just wipe out your entire opponent's board in 1 turn. And the nice thing about that is it's extremely flexible when you do manage to actually get that off. I did change one thing about this build, however. I'm using Monkey Paws instead of Oasis Canteen, mainly because most of the time that I was running Monkey Paw, I couldn't get the Golden Monkey, and it became a little bit more consistent whenever I could. For the Mercenary by Mercenary Breakdown, the first one is going to be Malfurion, who we are using Liferoot Staff as a way to heal up all of mercenaries, mainly using him for Cenarian Surge. However, this does have a little bit of anti-synergy with Cairne's Stomp if you do actually get him out while Malfurion is still alive. Also worth mentioning, Archdruid's Call can actually come up because you do have the Golden Monkey in your team. Next mercenary on the team is going to be Nemsy. We are going to be using Bog Moss as our equipment, mainly using Boggy Blast. However, you could use Bognomics to protect Elise if your opponent is playing something like Smite. Speaking of Elise, the next mercenary is going to be her with Monkey's Paw, mainly using her for the quest of the Golden Monkey. The next mercenary is going to be Cairne, who we are going to be using Thunderous Stash as his equipment, mainly using him for Earth Stomp. And then we have Samuro, who we are going to be using Sash of Illusion in order to get 2 copies of mirror images. Sometimes you're going to probably want to use Whirling Blade if you do have the Golden Monkey up, but most of the times you're probably going to use mirror image whenever he does come down. Bru'kan is the last mercenary. We're using Lightning Rod as his equipment, mainly swapping between Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning. With that all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, so it's mainly fighters. That kind of makes me worry a little bit of what this is going to be. There's only one comp that I can think of this could possibly be, and it is that exact comp. Okay, so this is going to be a Smite combo comp. We're going to have to be very careful of what we actually do here. If I remember right, the strategy for this is to... I don't think it is to actually save the root. We're probably just going to want to try to focus down Valera. I know we won't be able to kill her. We're going to use the root. I know, it doesn't really do much here, but we do want to get the Golden Monkey online because we can actually still win if we do manage to get it online. We're probably going to end up putting down, I think, the same 3 mercenaries that we put down here. The reason behind that is then we can get another Boggy, which is always good. And then we can put the Elise in between the 2 Boggies, which gets her second step completed, which means we only have to summon the Golden Monkey. And then we don't really care if the other mercenaries actually die. So we're probably going to want to put a taunt on Nemsy or Malfurion. It doesn't matter which. Probably safer to put it on Nemsy, but I can't remember if I did it in this game or not. Again, I'm never really consistent of how I play a build. I try to be, but then I just get in the groove of trying different things out because I want to see what's the best way to possibly do something. Okay, we're going to try to focus down Smite. I know it's probably not going to do anything, but if we can get the monkey online, we're actually in a real good position. We just need to get it online because if Malfurion dies, that's actually really, really good. We can also use Cairne and Samuro next turn with the monkey. But I feel like this was the best solution I could come up with versus this team. There are a few teams where you're going to want to do something a little bit unconventional. This is one of them. The other one is Old Gods. You're probably going to want to keep the AoE root for a single turn so you can just root everything, since you can speed everything up by to 1 speed. I know it puts your Golden Monkey off, but you don't really care too much. Perfect. Okay, now who do we want to put down? I think it would be smarter to put down Cairne. The reason I'm going for Cairne is they have 2 fighters out board. So the Golden Monkey plus Earth Stomp should be able to just wipe everything out that isn't named Smite. It doesn't matter how much HP they have on those fighters. They should be gone. They're going to make themselves immune, which I'm sorry to tell you, doesn't do anything against this combo. And now that they have nothing left, they're going to give up any moment. Okay, so even split. That doesn't actually give us too much information what it could possibly be. There's actually a lot of builds that use this split nowadays. Now, I say like we're actually getting updates still. Oh, Trigore is probably the meta merc that hurts this team the most. At least in my testing, he is. Let me know if you've tested this build out or want to test this build out. If Trigore seems to be the thing that's always going to be your problem. I get why you might want to use Oasis Canteen instead for matches like this, but I kept running into other Golden Monkey teams early on, so I ended up wanting to have the speed advantage. We did root everything, so that should prevent some stuff. We can't kill Trigore this turn, which is fine. Maybe we can get Trigore killed before he becomes an issue, hopefully. We also might have wanted to root the Nemsy. I'm just hoping that they don't actually hit through that and hit our Elise. That could be a big problem. Okay, oh perfect. They actually hit Nemsy. We don't really need Nemsy, we just need our good old golden monkey for next turn. Oh, okay. We actually might want to put up the taunt. It depends on what they put up as their third mercenary, because if they put up something that has a quicker speed, then okay. That doesn't technically, but I think we're going to put up the taunt anyways. We might as well speed everything up. This should wipe out most of the board. Okay, Star Blessing isn't going to do anything if we have the monkey on board. The 1 in 4 of hitting the monkey, and it doesn't kill, I don't think. Perfect. We should be able to wipe everything out. Shouldn't be that hard. We're going to embark on a quest to win the game right here. Oh, okay. Okay, oh, that matchup makes me think old gods. We're going to have to get a little bit fancy here, which means we're probably going to want to use the AoE root on turn 2 instead of turn 1. It does hurt us a little bit with the golden monkey progress, but I think that's the only way we're surviving this. Nice thing about this team is it speeds that AoE to 1 speed, which means unless they have Vol'jin, we're actually in a really good position. We also probably should go after Y'Shaarj instead, because Y'Shaarj can actually scale really, really quickly. I know N'Zoth could be problematic in the future, but for now, I think that's... Maybe we can actually kill it all the same, but I very much doubt it with how much damage we can actually output. Okay. At least we prevented the attacks. Wait, they didn't actually... Oh, interesting. I guess they knew what we were going to do. That's actually really, really smart. I'll give them credit there. Oh. Or we're just dumb and, I lost track of the turns. So next turn they're probably going to explode everything. How do we want to do this? We will kind of want to try to get rid of the N'Zoth spawns before they become an issue, but I do have a feeling they're just going to explode everything. It doesn't matter too much because we did get their main combo offline. As long as Elise survives, and I think she'll probably... And then we have to be very careful where we put Elise compared to her or their Maestra. Yeah, them exploding that is a little bit annoying. Okay. Now, how do we want to... Let's put down Samuro, and then we can put down Cairne. We're going to try to put Elise on this far side, and hopefully they won't put it down next to it. Okay, I'm just hoping... I think Elise lives this turn. Come on, just live. Please live through that. Yes. Perfect. And then we just use the Samuro attack. Elise is gone now, but it doesn't matter because we just nuke everything down. And then we put down Bru'kan because he's a Bru'kan with the golden monkey. We should be able to kill everything this turn because we should be quicker if I remember the speeds of old gods right. And there we go. Oh, this is an interesting comp. I wonder what they have in store for us. 3 casters, 3 protectors makes me think something with Medivh, so maybe Arcane? I would almost assume it's Arcane. Oh, huh, interesting. Malchezaar. I don't think I've ever done anything with Malchezaar. Oh, that could be bad. That could be really, really bad. Why did it have to hit that? I mean, it was a 50-50, but you know. Well, we're going to try to go after Khadgar, because Khadgar is the main problem here. So they're going into Maestra. Doesn't do too much. It just gets rid of Boggy, but we get Boggy back. We're going to root everything. I know. Not really that useful in this matchup, but gets us one step closer. Okay, that Boggy is going to get bigger and bigger. And there was a game where they were using Boggy's equipment to give HP to taunt mercenaries, and it looked alright. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but it's an interesting synergy to try to make use of. Makes me curious if you could do something between Boggy, Deathwing, and trying to think of what the third mercenary you'd want there. Then we're going to use Golden Monkey, Druid's Rage. Then we're going to try to make our Elise live no matter what. I know giving taunt normally is a bad idea, but healing is always nice, and it also gives our Boggy a little bit more additional attack, which is decent. Then there's our golden ticket. Should wipe everything out, at least anything that's a problem. And now they have to deal with a golden monkey or just rage, as most people do. Okay, so 3 protectors, 2 fighters, and 1 cast. That's an interesting matchup. Here's what this is actually going to be. Ah, good old Chromie control. This is not going to be fun, especially because we're going to always be quicker. I'm curious if this is the game that I realized that Chromie was probably the biggest issue. But I think I still went after Arana for this one, because Chromie ended up biting me in the long run. Like, Arana could, it's just she wasn't really that useful. I thought she had the other equipment. Because when I saw this combo, for some reason, that other equipment feels way more useful, because you can just keep bouncing back your own mercenaries. But if you know you're going to run into a lot of attack-based mercenaries, then having that equipment that they currently have is probably better. It really is just a meta call, I would say. Well, there goes Elise. They bounce everything back. What is their bench going to be? It's going to be... is it going to be anything interesting? It could be Smite. Could be something else, too. So, Bru'kan, Samuro, Evan, Cairne. Hopefully we can get the Cairne combo off. No, we can't. We can't get it off because everything's out of sync. Okay, so we're going to use Whirling Blades. That should protect that from the other stomp that... Yeah, let's do it like this. Always going to be slower. That hurts. That hurts a lot. That really hurts. Everything. Come on, kill something. Doesn't kill anything. Well, at least we have combo, which should kill everything. Then we have 3 mercenaries to deal with on their bench. Come on. That seems like a waste, but okay. Go for it, I guess. We didn't manage to kill anything. Our bench, what does our bench look like? It's Nemsy, Malfurion, and then these three. Do we want to put Nemsy back down? I don't want to put Nemsy, Malfurion down. And then Bru'kan, maybe? Cairne works too. This should allow us to speed everything up, protect everything else. Let's just hope this works how I want it to work. Let's go after Chromie, so even if they bounce it back, we're not going to be in a huge problem. We're going to heal everything to be safe. Then we can attack, I guess. We could speed everything up too. Speeding everything up doesn't actually do anything in this. Sometimes you make weird little mistakes, right? And I'm okay with admitting them. Oh, goes there. Feel something. This is going to be a long game. Little mistakes do add up. Let's just hope they don't bite us in the butt in the end. And then we rinse and repeat. Goes around and around, no one knows when it's gonna stop. Oh! Now, that's an interesting choice for a bench. Wait, have we seen the caster? It's a Rana, isn't it? Okay, I won't question it, I guess. We can speed everything up. We can AoE everything, too. Or we could just root everything, that's funny. That's going to bounce back and forth, almost killing that. That would be nice to actually kill it. I'm curious of why they're going after Boggy, but whatever. Oh, never mind. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the build. So this build has its strengths, don't get me wrong. However, if you are facing a much more diverse mercenary lineup than a lot of people are at higher ranks, this is probably not the best build for you. This does counter a lot of the really good builds in the meta, though a lot of the off-meta things it just loses to because it can't keep up. Trigore is the main hurdle when it does come to this build of meta comps, but outside of that, you should be able to win most games. There is a little bit of anti-synergy between Malfurion and Cairne, which is worth mentioning, because Malfurion's first ability can actually hurt Burst Stomp, where it is out of sync with the Blademaster Samuro's. But honestly, I was actually kind of happy with how the build ended up turning out, as it did feel pretty consistent at what it could actually do. It's been a while since I've done anything with any of the nature-based mercenaries, and this is the perfect team to do so. So, like always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, and bye-bye.